Welcome to part 2 of our live training session here with our turbocharged Nissan 370z running on our Uprev tuning software. Now in the last video we built our base calibration file. We went through all the details to set it up so that in this video we can fire it up and begin tuning the idle and part throttle drivability areas of operation. This is always going to be the first thing we have to tackle. There's going to be some things we're going to take a look at here, some techniques I'm going to show you in order to replicate this process on your vehicle. So without further wait, let's jump into our live training video here so we can get started. Welcome back to our live training session here with our turbocharged Nissan 370z. In our last video, we built the base calibration file to begin our process. This video, we're going to get our engine fired up and running and go through the idle and part throttle cruise area calibration process. We're going to be waiting to do the full throttle tuning into the next video, but we need to get everything sorted out to make sure that our K multiplier has a reasonable value, making sure that any kind of fuel discrepancies are taken care of, either in the MAF compensation tables or in our fuel compensation tables. So we're gonna have a lot of things to look at here. So first thing I wanna do is go into our edit tune file, open up the file that we saved in that last video. I saved it into our folder that we've created, EPA 370Z, and then we have our original file that's red, that was looking at our ROM ID here. We went into the Uprev directory, we downloaded that out to start off with. We also find there's a back to stock ROM that I downloaded and saved as well. But now we'll have that base file that we've created. We can see that option right here. Let's click open and open that file and just move it off to the side here. We're definitely gonna have to go in and adjust things within our tuning session here. So we want this front and center to be open. Now the next thing we need to do is jump into our logging and tracing. We need to be able to data log to be able to capture data channels, to be able to review what's going on. If you don't have data to be able to evaluate how the engine is performing and all the different various aspects that we need to consider, we'll never be able to tune this properly. So we need to make sure we have our data list selected right so we have the best results when we're doing our tuning process. So we're gonna move in here to our option, logging and tracing. If we go to logging and tracing, it's gonna allow us to go in and select certain channels that we find here on the right hand side. We can data log those, capture them, and then play them back. Now we can't play them back in this software here. We're going to be playing them back and looking at them in the Megalog Viewer software, but we can still use this and integrate this interface right here into the calibration process in this video, specifically looking at calibrating our fuel compensation table. So what I'm going to do is just shrink this down just a little bit so it's a little bit smaller here on screen, and then let's go here and look down our list and make sure we have the things selected that we need to see to make sure that all of our channels are accounted for that we want to log, and make sure we're not logging things that we don't need. So going here from the top, we're going to find we have AF correction bank 1, bank 2. This is our short-term fuel trim showing us the difference between our target air fuel and the actual air fuel from our primary O2 sensors. This is short-term fuel trim. It shows a percentage difference, so it basically tells us what we need to adjust by and what we need to go and update either our fuel compensation table, our K multiplier, or our MAF tables by. We have AF, a wideband sensor bank 1, bank 2. This is going to be measuring what the primary sensors are going to be reading. Now these do have widebands. The primary sensors are wideband. They can read on a wide range of air fuel scale. They're relatively accurate. Now we do have a wideband gauge in the car that we can reference during the calibration process. It's an AEM digital gauge. I can compare it against what I'm seeing logged from the primary sensors. Now that gauge isn't wired in here for logging purposes. We can't actually see what that's registering and reading, but I'm going to have it as a visual reference while I'm doing the calibration, which is nice. That way we don't have to second guess what the factory sensors are reading compared to the actual wideband. Moving down here a little bit, we have AF ratio bank 1, bank 2. We're going to log these channels, just to make sure we're including them within our in our tuning here. There's arc timing intake air compensation. Let's go here. There's a coolant compensation and a knock Y trace. We'll just select all those. Going down here a little bit further, base fuel schedule. We definitely want to keep track of what's going on with the base fuel schedule. That's essentially our injector pulse width, and it's going to be a basis of all of our load calculations and header into our tables. So the target air fuel table, our variable cam tables, our spark timing table. Thanks for checking out our teaser clip. If you want to see the rest of this video and more than 500 hours of current EFI training we have to offer, make sure you click right here. If you want to go and check out more teaser clips from this training course, click here, and you don't want to miss any of the videos we're going to be releasing on this channel, so make sure you subscribe and click here. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later.